All right, guys, so October 10th, the market is making a big move expansion to the downside. Let's talk about the real facts. So this is the shit that's happening in the market right now. And this is how you can use the information to make still 50x trades over the course of the next 10 to 12 trading sessions. Now, for some of you that entered the trades yesterday, if you were trading with the 13 Market Moves coach, congrats, because you're going to be able to capitalize on 100x, 150x profits. Now, I made it pretty loud and fucking clear in yesterday's podcast that the market is about to make the move expansion, and then it's going to be unstoppable to the downside. So those people that are buying the dip today, they're going to be losing their fucking mind, because the market is going to continue dropping. And every time it drops more, people are going to think it's a good fucking idea to buy the dip just to find out how badly they fucked up by buying the dip. So don't be one of those fucking idiots. The key observation is this is a day one. Understand this. Write it down. Put it somewhere in the fridge to where you can focus on this critical information. Day one of a major crash. What does that mean? Well, that means that if you study the history of all crashes throughout stock market history, they're often known as like a one-day crash, right? Like often referred to as Black Monday or Black Tuesday or Black Thursday or Black Friday, okay? But the reality is this. Oftentimes, those days, like Black Monday, Black Tuesday, are the climax of a move that begins in a similar fashion to today, October 10th, 2025. It is the day one of a much bigger crash. And what's propelling the continuation of the drop each day from here is the fact that the position has gotten so wild out of place that the market is going to go through a period of repricing. All the stocks, all the indexes that have been doing nothing, right? For last 6 months, shit's just been going higher and higher, a little bit every day, consistently. All of those gains that the market have seen in the last 6 months are going to be wiped out over the course of the next 13 days. I made that shit loud and clear in the podcast yesterday, recorded on October 9th. And there's additional information in there which you should go and review if you haven't listened to that. But once we have a confirmation that it is officially the day one of the crash, what kind of trading strategy should you be utilizing? Okay? I'm going to say some that most of you don't like to hear. Most of you are not going to fucking admit. But most of you are fucking trading pussies. And what I mean by that is you jump in and out of trades all the goddamn time. And then you look and you're like, oh my God, well, why did I jump out of this trade? Oh, well, why didn't I get into this trade? Or why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do this? Stop. Cut all the bullshit out. The only thing you need to know is this is a day one of a grand crash. All you got to do is buy puts and fucking hold them. Now, I don't know why people just don't fucking get the simple trading strategies, okay? Like, there's some known general facts, right? Buy stocks when there's blood on the street. Well, we haven't seen any blood on the street yet, so this is not the time to be buying stocks. We have seen a tiny little fucking drop in a bucket, in a fucking 10-gallon bucket that's about to be filled with blood of every idiot who bought the market in the last 6 months, okay? They're going to be unloading their fucking positions like you've never seen in your lifetime, okay? And there's going to be a lot of blood on the street. So when you look back at like 2007, 2008, and the market actually hit the bottom, well, nobody wanted to buy stocks at the bottom. That's how you know it's the fucking bottom. Nobody wants to buy stocks anymore. And by definition, that would be an equivalent of at least a 50% drop. So you don't go fucking long on anything until the market drops at least 50%. And calculate that level with the references of points, levels I made in yesterday's podcast, which was 6,800 on S&P futures. Like, that's your starting point for a 50% crash. And 50% is probably conservative, okay? Because there are definitely going to be stocks that are going to be dropping by as much as 90, 95%. So stop jumping in and out of trades. Understand this is a day one of what will go down in history as probably the most fierce market repricing of all times. And, you know, what seems like a low price today is going to seem like a very high price tomorrow. And people are just going to keep fucking dumping it. And they're going to keep selling. So, this is not time to own anything but stock, put options, and short stocks. Like, you're going to hear idiots go on CNBC and Bloomberg and other channels, okay, they just talk general shit about the markets, which doesn't help you put any big trades together. And what they are going to be talking about is, oh, well, you know, I mean, there's some profit taking going on. There's nothing to worry about. Oh, well, where to hide? Like, there's going to be titles of videos, where to hide or what to buy in a market like now, which is like, okay, shit is fucking collapsing. Okay, so, and people are going to tell you, well, buy utilities or buy something safe. Some people are going to tell you to buy bonds. All of that is wrong. What I always wonder is, why don't they allow, okay, somebody to come in on public television and speak the truth, right? You shouldn't be buying shit right now. You shouldn't be buying a fucking house. You shouldn't be buying any stocks. You shouldn't be buying any crypto. You shouldn't be buying any fucking bonds. What you should be doing is doing what everybody else is going to be doing over the next few days, which is buying fucking put options. So I hope you're buying them ahead of the entire world fucking buying them. Because by definition, you have to be ahead. Just like we were ahead of the fucking crowd yesterday. And today, some people bought put options. But they paid 20 times more than what we paid for them yesterday. Depending on expiration. I mean, that number can vary. But the point is, more people are going to be buying puts Monday. More people are going to be buying puts Tuesday. More people are going to be shorting stocks Monday. More people are going to be shorting stocks Tuesday. And that trend is not going to stop until we're going to see a 50% drop in the major indexes. Until we're going to see, you know, 30 to 50% drop in major cryptocurrencies. That shit is absolutely going to take place. So the crazy part is, anywhere you're going to look at, okay, everybody, like, as far as media channels, everybody is going to be talking about garbage like how to survive a market like this. Nobody's going to tell you the easy formula. I just told you how to prosper in a markets like this, which is puzzling, right? Like, everybody understands when the market crashed in 2007, 2008. Like, you can't, like, find one person that's going to say, well, it was stupid to buy the bottom in 2007, 2008 crash, right? I mean, you had Bank of America was like, what, $4? Warren Buffett saved it. Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of shit that went from like $100 to $1. I mean, American Airlines was trading at like pennies on the dollar. I mean, you had like big companies that basically lost 99% of their value within a very short time frame. And yet that's the last thing that majority of the market participants are thinking about now. I've been talking about the collapse in the housing stocks. I've been talking about the collapse in the housing stocks, guys, for some time. And, you know, there are people just go on public television and say, well, no, but the housing market is going to come back up. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. How can they be coming up with garbage like this when the economy is completely transitioning from like a recession into a depression? And they They allow shit like this on public media where they actually brainwash you and they teach you to buy the dip at their own fucking time. Like, I just don't fucking understand. Why can't just, why can't they just be fucking real and tell you that the only real asset you should be owning right now is contracts on market collapse, which exactly what put options are. So, like, you can just short actual stocks, but clearly you make money with options when a drop happens within a certain amount of time and you nail that time frame of the drop. That's how you're going to make a shitload of money. And so some of you watched or listened to the message yesterday on October 9th, and you were like, well, but the market is going higher, Leo. Why should I be shorting it? And so you didn't buy the options, the put contracts yesterday. You bought them today when it was clear to you that the market is going lower. And that's exactly what I warned everybody about yesterday to not fucking do. You want to be a great fucking trader, be a step ahead. That's how you make the big money. When you're going to enter the trade when it's apparent to everybody that shit is dropping, okay, you can still make a little bit, but, you're not going to make as much as yesterday's entry. So, guys, the message is pretty clear, all right? You only seen just the beginning of the drop. This is going to be a multi-day drop, so don't be the market's bitch, jumping in, jumping out of trades. Own your position. Okay, like, basically think of it, you got a fucking fire insurance on a fire that's going to burn the entire market. Why would you want to sell it on day one of the fire? The fire is going to be happening for the next 13 days to the next 13 months. Why would you want to sell your fire insurance before 99% of the market is going to get burned? Why would you do that? Don't you understand that the value of your insurance is going to fucking go up exponentially with each day markets continue to burn? Because with each day that people buy the dip and the market drops the next day even more, there is going to be more and more panic in the market. And more people that are used to watching garbage news on CNBC and Bloomberg and every goddamn Wall Street analyst that goes out there and says, well, we're so bullish. How can you be short in the market now? Things are looking so good. We're going to fucking 8,000 on S&P. I mean, they're just, like I said yesterday, have your own goddamn brains, okay? Look at the facts. Look at the fucking history, okay? And I don't know how many times I've said it, but I'm going to say it one more time. What's happening now in the markets is very rare. This is not like, oh, we have one red day. What's happening in the markets now is incredibly rare because you have a combination of three major crashes. You have factors and setups from three major crashes. 1973 stagflation crash, October 19th, 1987, okay, where the market prior to the actual crash on October 19th, it kept ignoring all the bad news. By the way, if you care to understand, like, you should go and read the Federal Reserve papers on the crash of October 1987, because you're going to discover exactly what I'm trying to explain to you in this podcast. Is the Black Monday didn't just happen out of the fucking blue. It started out just like today. The market began dropping off the highs. It kept dropping for a few more days, okay? And then it resolved into a fucking collapse that the world has never seen. And I'm telling you that this shit is exactly going to play out in the next 10 trading sessions. Maybe 12. But, I mean, if I was to call for a Black Monday, I mean, it would be, you're probably going to get a preview of the Black Monday this coming Monday, October 13th. But, I mean, I think it's all going to climax on October 20th. And another similarity that nobody's talking about, like you got every goddamn guru and Wall Street analyst going on CNBC talking about how, well, the rate cuts are good. Guess what Federal Reserve fucking did the last meeting before October 19th, 1987 crash? Guess what they did in that fucking meeting? They cut interest rates. It didn't stop the biggest one-day collapse in the markets on October 19th. So you can look up at a lot of historic facts that's going to explain to you what is about to transpire. You can fucking ignore it, or you can make a gazillion dollars with it. Now, you know, okay, you're one day late, but you can still capture the drop that nobody's expecting to be taking place over such a short period of time. And if you don't understand exactly what the fuck you got to do, you trade it with a 30 Market Moves coach. You know what you got to do. Get in touch with us at 30 Market Moves. Go to the website. Text your coach directly. Maybe you've traded with a coach here in the last 10 years at one point. Maybe market conditions weren't as ripe as they are right now. Well, they are fucking now. So grab your chance. Grab your balls. Show up and make 50x to 100x with your trading account. Let's fucking roll.